Hello and welcome to this week's episode where we change the pace a bit. We're in Spanish Wells and we want to share 3 priorities when we select an anchorage. And we're going to take you on a snorkel and a little more fun around Spanish Wells.
Yes.
Good morning. We are in Spanish Wells and a front blew in yesterday, and so we've been experiencing like lower 20s, 20 knots of wind, and the anchorage here is surprisingly very comfortable. So it's blowing, but you don't really feel it in the boat. We're not rocking side to side. It's just kind of really smooth.
So the first thing we're looking at in an anchorage selection is, are we protected from all of the ocean's swell? And that's the deep water waves that come in. They're not vicious, but they will roll you to death. You'll go crazy in the roll. And if we look here at Spanish Wells anchorage, we do have good protection from the swell. As a matter of fact, almost as if we're in a bay. We have almost 360-degree protection. So your main threats are going to be over here from the southwest and then a straight south wind. We actually anchor right here, and we had a great time anchoring there. Plenty of protection.
Yeah, it is a good anchorage, and it's got protection from the north, the island actually knocking down the wind. That's right here behind me, so it has good elevation. And then even from the east, we're about 1 to 2 miles away from the next landform. So we do get waves, but when the wind blows that direction, they're right on the nose, and waves that anchor on the nose really don't bother the boat at all. So that's not an issue. Makes it a little choppy getting on and off or riding the dinghy, a little splashy. And this landform wraps almost completely around, so it's a well-protected anchorage. More protection than I thought it would be, just looking on the charts. It looks pretty exposed, but it's not.
The second thing we look for in an anchorage is livability, and Spanish Wells definitely has livability. We're not talking about an anchorage for play. Exumas is the place for that. You can island hop every day of the season in the Exumas and never get tired of it. However, we're not simply on a vacation. Our style of travel is long-term. That means we work as we go, so we like to find anchorages that allow us to work, live, and play.
Very cloudy with this front that came on us, and we have the generator on. So I figured I'd share a little bit with you about the generator and how beneficial it is to have on board. If I didn't have the built-in generator, which is a 3.5 kilowatt generator, I would have, one of the portable Honda 2000s. I'd probably buy the Yamaha. I like it. I got a buddy who has it. It's very quiet, runs well. It's a 2,000 watt generator. And days like this, where it's cloud covered, it's been cloud covered for 24 hours now. We're running 3 laptops, pulling about 100 watts each when they're plugged in. And we got to plug them in about twice a day. Well, that's going to drain a lot of batteries, including the refrigerator and everything else we do, the Starlink. So the generator we run on cloudy days about twice a day for a total of 2 hours. And that charges our laptops so that we aren't pulling from the battery bank, and it puts energy into the battery bank. So
the third thing we look for in an anchorage is adventure. Things to do outdoors, hiking, bonfires on the beach, and water fun. That's why we choose this lifestyle, to soak in the moments. So that's enough talk about anchorages. Let's go for a snorkel. There are some great reefs here in Spanish Wells.
Well, we tried to catch some spearfishing this morning, but it's about 12 hours before front and no wind, but the swell is just killing it out here on the reef ahead of the front. So fishing trip was not a success, but we learned the area. That's good. We're gonna go back out to that reef when it's calm, no front in the forecast. But I'm washing the swim gear. We've learned that if you just dry those things out after swimming, it's no good. There's so much in the water, that they smell. They start stinking bad. So you got to rinse that salt off. What's happening in here?
Tortillas.
flour tortillas today. We have some pork chops and some black beans and leftovers from nachos the other night. So, make tacos.
We're gonna make what?
Tacos. Sorry, my throat. Well, I've learned a lot about dough and cooking on the boat, being away from the States. So, we're working on a cookbook with all of the different ways that I've learned how to use and make dough on a boat. Pizza, hamburgers, tacos, just different ways to use the doughs that I know how to make now. So it's gonna be pretty cool.
That's cool. That's cool. So join our email list. I'll put a link here, and we'll update you when we release the first draft of it. It's gonna be free, and you'll get the first draft, and it's a work in progress, and I think it's gonna be helpful because this lady can make some bread. We keep a couple jerry cans on deck. I've got one here and one over there behind my laundry, if you can see that. And these 2 cans of fuel are 10 extra gallons, and they're gonna give us fuel for about 2 weeks. And so we keep the main tank full all the time. And then I'll use these jerry cans, 2 of them, to go to shore and get 10 more gallons, and that'll last us for 2 to 3 weeks. So that's pretty good, pretty efficient. It was a concern of mine when we originally bought this boat a couple years ago. It's a coastal cruiser, doesn't have a big fuel tank, and we've kind of learned you don't really need a big fuel tank unless you're going to diesel everywhere you go or run the air conditioner every day. We're back at the reef that we were at a few days ago, and it was windy and swelly. We have no wind out here. I just brought the camera, Carrie brought the spears, and we're right on top of the reefs. Let's go see what we've got here. Conch fritters.
That is definitely keeper.
A good spot back there, perfect for snorkeling. Not so much spearfishing, a little shallow for that. So we've come out here, we're into the thick of the reef, and the reef actually extends, I'm estimating a half mile out. It's pretty thick, but it goes from pretty much around this point. This is the north end of Eleuthera, and then it comes all the way around back here to Egg Island. So it's a huge reef structure, and we're at about 25 feet of water. You can tell that because of the dark turquoise. And this is the sandy bottom, and this is all the reef, the dark stuff. That's going to be rocks and structure. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be nice. Forrest Gump.
It is.
All right, this is Ridley Point. We're gonna jump in here and check it out. It's supposed to be a nice spot to snorkel, dive, and spearfish. So we're outside of lobster season, so we're not grabbing any lobsters. I wonder if there's any bats. Oh yeah, look at this cave. This is so cool. Whoa, that water! Woo! Oh, let's... Woo, get out of here!
After our fun snorkeling, Carrie and I decided to join the ladies and the kids at the beach. This is what miserable life looks like. Miserable. Just plain miserable. This is what good life looks like. What'd you say?
It's fun.
Fried cheese tonight? At
yes.
Budda's? Let's do it. Head on to town and we found this really nice restaurant called Budda's. Cheap food. For all of you Patreons, thank you for supporting, and
all the haters.
all you haters out there on them comment threads, you're gonna hear some engine noise. Warning, you're gonna hear engine noise. We are on a boat. Anyway, what we do like about the Spanish Wells is there's a lot of nice homes here, nice buildings, nice businesses. There is a lot of traffic on the Airbnb side of things, so there's a lot of money coming in, and that makes a nice little island. But this little waterfront is gorgeous. It's so strange. There's actually a log cabin here, which is so cute. Look at that. Come on.
Different colors they have.
Yeah, you gotta be serious. This place is beautiful. Look at this house.
What was it? Look at all the detail on the wood around the door. So pretty.
You know, this reminds me of Solomon's, Maryland, but prettier.
Yeah,
Right? Prettier. Prettier than Solomon's, isn't it?
I think so. Everything's so well kept. These are called, what did she say?
Bogadillas. These are bogadillas?
Bogavillas.
Bogavillas? We're taking it right here.
Michelle, where are you with my
I mean, where in the world do you find houses this adorable? And all those HOAs who restrict colors, you ain't got a clue on beauty. Ain't got a clue on aesthetics.
Turn around.
Oh, that's the actual.
They were wanting me to record you.
Where are we, Nance?
We are at Budda's.
This is Budda's. Highly recommend it. Good place. You like it?
It's very yummy. Great little atmosphere. You've got to see some of these signs. They're absolutely hysterical.
We are at Papa Scoop's. We're so glad you made it this long into the battery's about to die, but this is Papa Scoop's. Carrie, what ice cream do we have here?
We have a coconut and pineapple.
Look at this. Coconut and pineapple. What you got, Carrie Jr.?
Other Carrie, pineapple.
This is Senor Carrie. This is not Carrie Jr. Straight pineapple, what do you think?
Great.
It's great?
What is it?
All right, let's see what the girls got. Let's see, Michelle got a mocha.
I got a mocha.
I got a Heineken. Nancy, what you got?
Matt's drink.
Empty drink. Libby,
Not sour.
what do you recommend?
Hey, there's one around.
Straight coconut. Let's take a look.
Well, I thought you
All right,
meant
let's get some
swirl.
ice cream in the Bahamas. What you gonna get, Libby?
Stop.
Hand in the camera.
This is Papa's Scoops. Did
Papa
you say
Scoops. Hello, Papa Scoops.
that?
Pineapple or coconut? What do we get?
I like that shirt.
They say it's good swirl.
Good swirl.
We're gonna have a squirrel.
Want a little sample?
I want a sample.
Let's do a sample.
Swirl tastes like the.
All right, we're doing the sample.
Be
We're doing the
careful.
sample.
Be careful. I have learned multiple times that it will drip.
Yeah, they are.
It will drip. What is that?
This is swirl.
This is swirl.
That's good.
Coconut and pineapple.
Lately, before we had all that bad weather.
That's really good, actually, coconut with
They was
pineapple.
actually still out in the nighttime.
Do you think it'll go with a Heineken?
Which I've never seen.
Not all of it.
That's early.
I don't know. You have pineapple?
Since that time.
No one has straight coconut? No one has coconut. We
Just straight coconut.
We'll do a coconut. Let's do a straight coconut because no one has that yet.
Just a
In a
small.
small cup.
Yes, please. And what do you want?
Can I have the cookie swirl?
Ask her away.
Okay.
I'll be dad of the year. I'll pay $2 extra for dad of the year. As long as I can go to sleep watching Netflix tonight.
What are you gonna watch?
Papa Scoops. I don't even know. Last night we watched a. Last night.